and welcome to Italy, a place to love YouTube channel, the channel where I like to show the properties for sale in the Italian market. In each video, I select a property in a different town in one of the 20 beautiful regions of Italy. But so, let's start today's video and let me introduce you today's property. Now, we have this lovely house for sale in a town called Agosta. We are in Lazio Region, Rome Province. So we are in Roma Province. So, and the asking price for this property is 55,000 euro. But so, let's say that this could be the perfect house for people who love to live in the countryside and not very far anyway from the local town, and also for people who are interested to live in Lazio region and close to Rome. But so let's start and let me introduce you better this property. So we are talking about a terraced house for sale in via Sublacense 169 169 Agosta, 55,000 euro, 120 square meters and 5 rooms. So we are talking about quite big house, fully renovated, all right? And for this price, 55,000 euro, I consider it's a bargain. All right, so let's go here on Google Maps simply to show you where the property is. I have already selected the exact address, via Sublacense 169, and let's start zooming in. So, as I said, we are in Lazio Province, Lazio Region, Rome Province, Roma Province. Now, we are not, let's say, very far, but at the same time, we are around 1 hour driving from Rome, but we will inspect this later. But anyway, as we see, we are not far from the capital of Italy. So basically, perfect place for all the Rome lovers, for people who would like to live in this area. And let's zoom in to show you anyway the area where the property is. Now, it says that is in Agosta Municipality. We'll see at the end of the video anyway how far we are from Agosta. And the property anyway is in one of the main routes that is driving to Rome, which is called Via Sublacense. Okay. Anyway, we are not completely in the countryside. We are close to this small hamlet, but which is on the main route to Rome. And anyway, we have many lovely small hamlets and beautiful towns in this area. Anyway, I focus on this property simply because I find it quite spacious and in very good condition. Anyway, here in a short distance, we have groceries. So we are not completely in the countryside, but at the same time, we are close to woods, forest, and beautiful nature. Now, this is where the address is showing me the property. Anyway, there are shops. We have this little town here. And here we have plenty of buses driving to Rome. Anyway, simply because we are on this route via Sublacense. Okay, let's go back to the property and let's start investigating. Anyway, my friends, if you like this type of videos, please put like and subscribe. It helps my channel to grow. Now, as I say, 55,000 euro, 120 square meters, 5 rooms. So let's read the description. Property description. Now, adjacent to the Sublacense Road, we offer for sale an independent farmhouse spread over 3 levels. Now, even if it's a farmhouse, again, we are not far from the local town, from the local services and main shops, but the house is on 3 levels. So we have a ground floor, first floor, and second floor. On the ground floor, there is a living room, an eating kitchen, and a bathroom. All right, so that's the ground floor. On the first floor, there are 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. On the second floor, there are 2 more bedrooms and a bathroom. So basically, this property has 3 bathrooms and 4 bedrooms. Quite spacious house. Outside, there is a shared courtyard. Where you can park your car. But anyway, even if it's a shared courtyard, and we'll see later in the pictures, anyway, you can use the space in front of the house without any problems. So possible to enjoy also outdoor moments. Let's read the basic features. Detached house, 120 square meters built, 5 rooms, of which 4 are bedrooms. Then they say a living room and a kitchen on the ground floor. 3 bathrooms, parking space, good condition, built in pre-1965, individual heating. All right, that's for me very important to find properties that, anyway, this house, as far as I see, is not in need of renovation at all. Okay, before we dive into the pictures, let's see the price per square meter. And we are talking about 458 euro per square meter and under 500 euro fully renovated. I'd say this property is a kind of very good deal. Okay, let's go finally into the pictures. All right, so enlarge photos. So basically here we have the property, and is this property here in white, the one that we see ground floor, first floor, and second floor. We also have a garage, which hasn't been mentioned. Anyway, could be a cellar or used as a garage. They are saying there is parking space. Then anyway, we have a house, 2 houses beside, one which it looks anyway, nobody is living in this house. But anyway, let's focus here on the property. Looks very nice from outside. Again, quite close to the main street, so accessible, very easily accessible. What else I can say? That the roof looks in a good condition. Anyway, let's explore, because anyway, the house, as I said, is in a very good condition, and we are not far from Rome. All right, so here we are in the dining living area. All right, so basically we see, what do we notice here? Anyway, we have a window on the left. Let's go back 1 second to understand. So probably this is the window here. All right, the window on the right-hand side of the entrance door. Okay, but we will explore anyway very soon. So here I can only say that the property is in a good condition. I don't see any renovation works. I see good window frames, new floor tiles, and the structure of the property is quite good. Let's move on. Okay, now here we are in the kitchen. Okay, here we have the main entrance door. We also have a small window on the right, which at the moment is kept closed, but we have a lovely main entrance door. So we have a corner kitchen here, and then we see the stairs leading to the first floor. So it's not really an eating kitchen, that's what they said, but in the description, but it's not matching anyway. I won't consider this. I would consider a kitchen corner anyway. Then what else? I see the radiators, so they had new heating system at the bottom on the right, but then we have lovely stairs. Electrical system also looks quite good, but actually looks good, but mainly anyway, the property, the structure of the property looks good. Okay, now here we have the living area, the living area, dining area. All right, as we saw here, we can see the window on the right hand side. Spacious enough, I'd say. Anyway, considering the price, which is only 55,000 euro and the property is 120 square meters. Okay, now here we have a picture from the stairs, all right, where we see the kitchen corner, the main entrance door, and then we have the living area, the living space. Uh, this could be just part of the kitchen, could be just used as dining area and kitchen space, and maybe using one of the 4 bedrooms upstairs to have living area. We'll see. Here we have a window, the small window, pity that they kept closed. But again, I want to pay the attention anyway on the very good condition of the property. Kitchen looks very nice, even if it's a tiny bit small. All right, now here we are on the first floor. I guess we are on the first floor. Anyway, we need to understand now the 4 bedrooms, okay, because it says that there are 4 bedrooms. Now, this is one of the bedrooms with a Roman balcony, but the balcony door frames looks good. Okay, here we are still in the bedroom. This could be also the second floor, judging by the roof, because it's not flat. The ceiling is not flat, so I may guess here we are in one of the 2 bedrooms on the second floor. The floor tiles are the same for all the property. Now here we have another bedroom, tiny bit small with a built-in wardrobe, and here by the ceiling I can tell you that we are on the first floor. Okay, but basically this could be a studio anyway. With 4 bedrooms, not all the bedrooms have to be arranged as bedrooms. One could be a studio on the first floor, another one could be a living room, and on the second floor the 2 bedrooms, let's say. Okay, let's go back 1 second. So here we are still in the same bedroom. Anyway, I would use this mainly as a studio. But again, I want to pay the attention on the very good condition of the property. Let me know under the comment section below if for you this property is in need of renovation. Because for me, no, I would keep it as it is. All right, now here we are in the second bedroom. I mean, this is the 3rd bedroom that we see. And again, I tell you, we are on the first floor because the flat ceiling. Okay. Now we notice that the very first bedroom we saw was with a kind of roof ceiling, not flat. This could be used as a living space. We have a double bunk bed. That's amazing. First time I see a double bunk bed. So in this house, it looks they were accommodating a lot of people. Up here, up to 4 people in one room can sleep. Can you imagine? All right. But overall, floors, structure, all good. Looks all fine. Radiators in all the rooms, under the windows. So this I would use it as a living space, and the previous bedroom with the flat ceiling I would use as a studio, all on the first floor. The ground floor I would use it only as dining and kitchen area. And now here we are in the 4th bedroom. This is the 4th bedroom that we see. Again, we recognize by the ceiling, which is the roof ceiling, also with another balcony. Okay. Everything looks in order, apart here the socket that probably needs to be replaced, but the electrical system is fine. Again, quite spacious. I'd say the 2 bedrooms on the second floor look more spacious than the other one. Anyway, okay, this looks quite spacious. We have these Roman balconies. All right. Anyway, 55,000, even probably also possible to bargain, to make an offer, to make a lower offer. But anyway, because the size of the property, the 4 bedrooms, the 3 floors, I see it kind of very convenient for this price. Okay, anyway, kind of decent sized bedroom. And now we focus on the bathrooms. Bathrooms, which they say in the advertising, there are 3 bathrooms. Now, let's focus on this one. This is the first bathroom we see, which is in a good condition overall. Okay, this is again the same bathroom with lovely window frames. So it looks like even all the window frames, all the doors are in a good condition. Now here we are on the ground floor, and this is just a service bathroom. Okay. And this is the third bathroom that by the ceiling, not flat, we guess. Anyway, we know we are on the second floor. Actually, this one looks exactly the same as the previous one. Let's go back. Yes. So here we are. Let's go back to the very first picture of the bathroom. Now, this is the bathroom on the first floor. All right. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, this is the bathroom on the first floor. This is the bathroom on the second floor. On the second floor, they also have a bathtub. I don't know if they have a shower. Yes, there is a shower in the bathroom on the first floor. So we have a shower box on the first floor, and bathtub on the second floor. But again, everything looks in order. Here, pity they're not showing they're not showing pictures of this garage on the ground floor that can be used also as a tavern or as a cellar, as a pantry. So basically, we see that we have on the ground floor the window of the living area on the right. On the left, we have the window on the kitchen, in the kitchen. On the first floor, we have 2 windows of the 2 bedrooms. And on the second floor, we have these 2 balcony doors with Roman style balcony. Anyway, I find quite interesting this property. Here we have access for the car. Okay, we are not far from other areas, so we are not completely isolated. It's not totally a countryside house, let's say, because anyway, we have houses around. What else here I can say? Anyway, the facade looks in a good condition, and then there is all this space in front of the house that can be simply used as a private space. Okay, we have a little storage room here. Pity they're not showing picture of the cellar, of this garage cellar. All right, so these are all the pictures for this property. So with 55,000 euro, probably even a tiny bit less. Property that is not in need of renovation, quite spacious, 3 bathrooms. Probably I would try to offer between 40 and 45,000 euro. It depends how long this property is for sale. But anyway, for 55,000 euro, I'd say is a good value. Okay, now let's focus as usual on the distances of from the property to the main let's say towns around. Now here I'd say anyway because we are on this main road SP, which I cannot read the number, but nothing. I say we might have transportation even to Rome. At the moment, I want to see how far we are from the town of Agosta. Agosta, let's see. So it's 7 minutes driving. to Agosta, and 12 minutes by transport. And it looks like there are buses, quite often buses. Let's see, just here. Yeah, so they have buses transportation, and it looks like the property anyway is quite close to the bus stop. 8 minutes by walk from the property. Let's see. Okay, it starts from the bottom. 10:23 from the address. Then 1 minute by walk. In 35 meters, there is the bus stop. So it's only 1 minute walk to the bus stop. Then from Agosta, okay, there is this bus, which it takes only 3 minutes. All right. Five stops, Agosta. Okay, so because we are always in Agosta Municipality, and then by walk we can reach the center of Agosta. Interesting. Anyway, so we are quite close. Now let's focus on the distance from Rome to see how far we are from the capital, considering, okay, that Rome, okay, here we are by transportation. Let's go first of all by car. Let's check by car. 1 hour and 5 minutes to drive to Rome city center. So in 1 hour, we are already. Technically, with this distance, it's even possible. I know people who are living around Rome, and anyway, they commute daily on a daily basis, 1 hour driving. How many of us have been driving 1 hour to commute to work, for example? Personally, me, few times in my life, I've been driving nearly 1 hour, maybe 1 hour, let's say 40, 50 minutes quite often. 1 hour, maybe never, but 40, 50 minutes. Okay, then considering that here is to reach the city center, if we plan to reach only the Rome outskirts, anyway, we might reach it then in a shorter distance, shorter time. Then also by transportation, for example, let's have a look at this one that it takes 1 hour and 27 minutes. Let's start from the bottom. So just beside the house, there is the bus stop. And wow, this bus brings straight away to Rome, to the metro station. Okay, Ponte Mammolo. So from Agosta, from where the Via Emporio, Via Sublacense, Via Emporio. These we'll check soon. Anyway, quite interesting. Quite interesting. Then we reach Rome. Then by walk, 1 minute to Ponte Mammolo metro station. And then Tiburtina. So only 10 minutes. So basically in a short distance, in 1 hour and 27 minutes by transportation, we are in Rome, which is kind of amazing. All right, so technically this house, even if it's, let's say, in a not really urbanized area, urban area, can be accessible even by transportation. All right, then I want to check only one more town, Tivoli, which is a quite famous town, and is just in the middle between. Okay, here by transportation to reach Tivoli takes 57 minutes. By car, 36 minutes. Then anyway, in between, we have many beautiful towns like Tostini, Agosta, Marano Equo. Okay, my friends. So let's do now a bit of, then we can also reach Tivoli, for example, through another route, which it takes longer, 45 minutes. Anyway, very touristic area, this one, because this is the area where all the people from Rome like to go each time they decide to go, get out from the town, from the Rome bus, let's say. Okay, let's zoom in now and let's do a bit of Google Street View, simply to understand. Now, we have a river, not far, Fiume Aniene. Okay, now let's go straight away where it says the property is, even if we saw that the property is not on the main street, but is just, let's say, one of the houses behind this one. Okay, just to have an idea. There are lovely houses. Anyway, the fact that we are close to the SPSR 411, Strada Regionale 411, anyway, that makes it easily accessible. Oh, here I saw the bus stop, basically. This, I don't know if this is one of the signs that could be a bus stop near here. Let's keep going in this direction to Agosta direction, simply to show you the houses around, beautiful type of houses. The property could be in one of the houses behind this one on the road. Okay, we have lovely houses immersed in nature anyway, so we are not, we cannot complain about nature here. And even if we are on this route, on this road, we might not feel like it's very, very busy. Okay, so we have other houses here. There are restaurants, many restaurants in this area, simply because, again, this is the area where people from Rome like to go when they want to get out from the stress of the city. Now, here we have another type of house, a bit older. Anyway, we see the beautiful nature around, beautiful forests, beautiful woods, where I'm sure it's possible to enjoy walks. So simply driving into this direction, we drive to Rome. So we see the signs. And then here we go to mountain direction. All right, my friends. Anyway, this is the property. This is it. So here we have a grocery shop, which all the locals, for example, buy their daily food. Risparmio, so gran risparmio, big savings. Anyway, interesting. Okay. Anyway, my friends, let me know what you think about this property for sale here in Agosta Municipality. Madonna della Pace, that's what is called the district where the property is. Madonna della Pace, 55,000 euro, not far from Rome. Anyway, for all the Rome lovers, Lazio Region lovers, this could be the perfect place. And for people who wants to be close to Rome and at the same time not anyway immersed in nature and not in the stressful chaos of the town. All right, my friends, I wish you a lovely day. I hope you have enjoyed this property, and I'll see you here on Italy, a Place to Love YouTube channel tomorrow for another property for sale in one of the 20 beautiful regions of Italy. Bye!